Hey guys, I hope you're having a great holiday so far. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a look on this glam eye, gory face thing. It just hit me on the plane ride home. I didn't know why. The idea behind this look is that you got all dressed up for a Christmas party, a Christmas get-together, and you have like, you know, those fundraiser things like holiday-grams, and you're going to give it to a friend, but alas, you trip on your party outfit heels, and this is what happens. Alright, so let's get into the video. Starting off, I broke a candy cane in half, and then I trimmed the edge so that it was a little bit flatter, as you can see. Then I just marked out where I wanted it to be coming off of my face with a liner, and poured out a tiny bit of liquid latex. Then taking that liquid latex on a Q-tip, I went ahead and blended out a very thin layer. This first layer is going to reach out the farthest, and then it's going to be tapered in as we add layers. I ended up doing about 3. So once it dries, and as you can tell it got pretty clear, I put on one more layer, not quite blending it out as far. Like I just said, we're going to make it a tapered edge so you can't see it. So while that last layer of latex is drying, I went ahead and primed my eyelids with a concealer and then set it with some translucent powder, proceeding to lay down Scotch tape in a diagonal for the eyeliner. So the way this worked was I took literally a cheap face paint from Party City and a paintbrush, this is actually a craft paintbrush, and started laying out where I wanted the candy cane eyeliner to be. So I had to do a couple layers of this to build it up, but once you're happy with the opacity of the white, I started adding red. Again, this is also a cheap face paint from Party City. You don't need to go and buy eyeliner, but I took another very fine craft brush and went ahead and took my time with small brush strokes. I did have to rest my elbow against the table to get the stability for this, but yeah, I'll just let you watch. Now that the latex is dried, I'm moving on to the rest of my face, first priming with a primer from this company called Make. It came in my Ipsy bag, but I kind of like this primer. And then for under my eyes, to make sure it's nice and moisturized, I'm using a serum that I also got in my Ipsy bag, so it's also a miniature size. Then for foundation, I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear in the shade NC15, which is the lightest shade in that range, and blending that out with a sponge. Then for my under eye concealer, I'm using MAC Pro Longwear as well, but the concealer in the shade, you guessed it, NC15, the lightest one available. I'm also putting this in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, cupid's bow, everywhere in the center of the face. And then with the excess product, I'm just placing that underneath my cheekbones and above my jawline, kind of where I get red. So I'm going to set my under eye concealer now with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening translucent powder. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade Light Plus. So moving on to bronzer, I'm using my Too Faced Light Chocolate Soleil bronzer as per usual, just to define the cheekbones and bring some warmth back into this face, because I currently look like a potato. And then for blush, I'm using one from Forever 21. I do not know the name because this was gifted to me by a friend, so it had already been used and I couldn't read the label. For highlight, I'm using my Mary Lou highlighter by The Balm, placing it on the tops of my cheekbones and on my cupid's bow. Then right now I'm quickly contouring my nose, just dragging the bronzer down the sides of my nose, and then right underneath and right on top of the tip to give it a button-nosed effect. And then now I'm just cleaning up the edges with that Studio Fix powder from MAC, and then I'm also going to highlight the tip and the bridge of my nose a little bit. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade for my brows, but I did them off camera because I hate doing it on camera. But then I quickly highlighted my brow bone with the same highlighter I use in the rest of my face, as well as the inner corner of my eyes, before popping on some lashes. These are the Daisy Lashes by Kiss. Then lastly, I'm using my Benefit They're Real mascara to blend everything together. And for lips, I'm using the Stage Red color from Mode Dion Cosmetics. Next, I'm just going to pick apart at the liquid latex so that I have a place to insert the candy canes. which I adhered with Spirit Gum, but fair warning, I did choose to use much smaller pieces by the end of this because I realized I didn't have enough surface area to glue on this heavy of a piece of candy cane, so it does change later on. You will see teeny tiny pieces. I'm getting behind in the voiceover, but catching up. The colors that I'm using right now are from my alcohol activated paint palette by Skin Illustrator. So I'm just layering on first some purple and blue tones as if there was bruising around the wound. Then once I get closer toward the actual place of insertion, I added more red and blood tones. Just adding, blending, adding, blending, adding, blending to give it more of a realistic effect. So getting right to the end, I picked open the opening that I left for the candy canes with tweezers and then stuck on the pieces now that the spirit gum has gotten tacky. And then, of course, you can't forget to add a little bit of blood, so I picked up my scab blood from, again, Party City. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on this stuff, just adding a little bit. So this is the final look, and then, yep. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. If not, happy holidays. On that note, I will see you later. My uploading schedule kind of sucks. If you haven't seen my last video, go ahead and check it out. Merry Christmas and don't run with candy canes. Bye!